There we are. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. And welcome to First Unitarian Society on this Sunday, March the 17th, 2024. Kudos to any green wearers. And if you're not, we may figure that that's just in protest. We don't know, but whatever you're doing is just fine with us. First Unitarian Society is a member congregation of Unitarian Universalist Association of Congregations. Our programming is on-site, live, online, live, and on demand, 24/7. My name is the Reverend Kelli Clement, and I am joined today by Perry Nixon, by Mike Vazich, by Amos Lucidi, and the mighty FUS Choir. That's right. By Paul Riedessel and by our excellent tech team. We're so glad that you're all here and we've all come together to create assembly. Wherever you are, if you will turn to your right or your left and say, "I'm so happy that you're here today." Welcome everyone to this place of love and justice, where we attempt to live up to humanity's highest ideals and highest hopes. Thank you for being with us today.
Hey, good morning. We have 3 different selections we'll be doing today as the Chalice Choir. We've been highlighting women composers in the month of March. And there's Ruth Morris Gray is somebody who has a long history of writing music. She's still alive. She's composed hundreds of choral works for schools and church settings, and really nice composer, a great collection. So we're going to do 2 of hers. We're going to open with Under the Greenwood Tree, which is music by Ruth Morris Gray, and the text is by William Shakespeare. It's a fun piece, feeling spring forward with this one. And then in the middle, we'll do another one of Ruth Morris Gray's pieces called Give Me Your Stars to Hold, which is a setting of a Sarah Teasdale poem. And then we're going to close out with a classic from this congregation called Blessing, which we've done many times, and it's always nice to come back to. So that's the music for this morning. We'll get started with the Shakespeare.
Loves to lie with me. service by lighting our chalice. Please say the third Unitarian Universalist principle with me. What's that?
Say the one that's on there because that's what they're seeing.
We aspire to pursue wisdom through reason, science, art, and the stories of civilization. Please stand as you're able, for there is more love somewhere.
Standing for our congregational covenant. Love is the spirit of this place, and service its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Thank you. Please be seated. First Unitarian Society is a congregational humanist community. We are here for each other, for our neighbors, and for our planet. When we gather on Sundays, we take a few moments to reflect on the human experience, on the joys, the sorrows, the challenges, the milestones. We do this so that we stay in touch with our own humanity. We do this to remind ourselves of the value of a moment of stillness in a busy world. Today, we send healing thoughts to FUS member Audrey Kingstrom, who was hospitalized on Thursday with severe abdominal pain, which turned out to be an inflamed and infected gallbladder. Happily, it was successfully removed on Friday, and Audrey is now home recovering and feeling much better. Please, Bob, please take our love with you. And we also offer strength and hope to FUS member Lena Hunt and her family. Lena had a scary event on Monday that requires a new normal. She suffered a life-threatening tonic-clonic seizure. Lena has been recovering and adapting to the anti-seizure medication well, and has joined us here as our YouTube monitor for the service. You'll see a QR code up here. The Hunt family asks that you take time to learn or review the steps that you can take when someone is having a seizure to reduce injury and potentially save a life. Scanning this QR code will take you to the Centers for Disease Control page that has good information. And if you're unable to scan, we see you, choir. If you're unable to scan, we have a similar information sheet downstairs on the card table where you can send a card to folks that we mention here. And as a final note, you can wish Lena a happy birthday. Yesterday was her 23rd. Happy birthday, Lena. As I say, downstairs we have a card basket to send notes to people who are unable to attend assembly or who we mention here in Joys and Sorrows. You write the card and we'll address it and send it for you. We're holding many things, each of us holding many things. You have to be hidden under a rock not to know the many things that hurt our world. And we are people who listen, who learn, and who hold the many things. So whatever you're holding, bring it here. Bring all those emotions, feelings, frustrations, sorrows, joys, here in this space where we are human together. Let's take a few moments to reflect on those in our world who work to comfort the suffering and who work for justice.
That was beautiful. Can we give one more round to it? Very nice, very nice. So there are two readings that I would like to share with you this morning. The first is from Anthony Pinn, and it reads as follows. Struggle-centered approaches recognize we may never destroy systems of injustice in ways that can constitute what we mean typically by freedom, liberation, or justice. We should understand liberation not as an outcome, but rather as a process of perpetual rebellion against injustice. And the second reading is from Octavia Butler from the Parable of the Sower. And we can hear in her use of the word God a metaphor for ultimate reality. All that you touch, you change. All that you change, changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change. All successful life is adaptable, opportunistic, tenacious, and interconnected. Understand this. Use it. Shape God. Thank you.
I had been writing morning pages for about 5 years, off and on, since 1992. Morning pages are 3 pages of longhand writing done first thing in the morning, a brain dump, if you will, as prescribed by Julia Cameron in her influential work, The Artist's Way. Back in 1997, I had been writing for months about my frustration with my life, confounded by why I could not function as a normal adult. I was bound by my own ego and desires, by expectations, my own and those of my family, and by my addictions. My writing, stinky and honest as I knew how to be, was a record of failure and struggle. I was making life harder than it needed to be. That's the year that I decided to get help, and I found a therapist to get honest with. She's the one who told me that I needed to stop drinking and smoking pot, and she recommended an outpatient treatment program. I went to outpatient treatment, and I was mortified to be there. I was not what an alcoholic looked like, except the secret was, I was what an alcoholic looked like. And I started the hard work of getting clean and sober. I was lucky that there were resources available to me, and there is no doubt that getting clean and sober is an inside job. No one could do it for me or could want it for me more than I did. And I've learned that I must continue to navigate my ego and desires to live a productive and fulfilling life. This is a struggle that's daily interior spiritual work. Now, not so much to not drink. That's long, long in my past. Though every now and then after a particularly difficult meeting, one might think. It's not that. It's to be in right relationship with my ego and desires so that I can be present and useful in the world. To this day, I write morning pages about 4 days a week. It's one of my foundational spiritual practices, and it helps with the daily frustrations, expectations, foibles, failures, and ultimately it helps me to find grace and gratitude. What happened to me and to so many others is that I finally made a change when I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. My sobriety is a gift wrapped in stinky paper. No, No one would ask for this gift, to be an alcoholic or an addict and then have to get sober. It's a gift wrapped in stinky paper, something you don't want to have to struggle with. And yet, when transformation emerges, gratitude for the struggle is inherent in the liberation. One of my favorite stories of liberation comes from the Abbey, which is a domestic and sexual violence shelter in Montana. A beloved summertime metaphor that they use there is the butterfly. And here's how they tell it. Beyond the symbolism and of metamorphosis followed by flight, we connect strongly with the butterfly's struggle for freedom. The final exit from the butterfly's cocoon is also the most grueling part of her transformation. In order to escape the cocoon, she must struggle to free her body with its brand new wings from its safe place of sleep. At times, this struggle is so intense that the butterfly seems near death. But it's critical at this point that no one comes to rescue her. She needs to do it by herself. You see, the struggle to open her cocoon is what builds the strength in her wings. Without that struggle, the emerging butterfly lacks the strength to fly and to embark on her new journey in the world. Without this self-sustaining strength, she will perish quickly, and she needs to do it by herself. Those who have watched butterflies emerging from a chrysalis have often described the process as really painful to witness. All of the waiting and watching without intervening tests even the most patient of butterfly enthusiasts. I think this story has an important invitation, and also for me there's a warning in here that the metaphor is not quite perfect for us. Certainly for a personal struggle to make your way out of dangerous or unhealthy relationships, to engage in healing work, to address our mental or physical health challenges. We need to embrace our own inner strength to struggle for personal liberation, to prioritize our future at the expense of immediate comfort. Witnessing a child learning to walk, fall down, try again, fall down. Learning to ride a bike, fall down, try again, fall down, ouch. We see that we humans are made stronger by the effort and become more adept at the next struggle, for surely there will be a next struggle. But what about this no help part? Well, we're not butterflies and we need help. That same child, and the child in us, who says, I can do it myself. Maybe that's some of you, or maybe you remember those moments. Cultivating independence is a major life skill, but so is cultivating interdependence. Could it be that part of the struggle is asking for the help that we need? Might part of the struggle be recognizing when we need to ask for help? Maybe I want to do it on my own, and dadgummit, I can get there. But really, part of my internal struggle is knowing when to ask for help and seeking it out. Pushing through that mindset, the difficulties with the mindset of I can do it myself, when appropriate and well-boundaried help is available. That would feed into my ego and desire, not help me surrender with humility. Being engaged in struggle, whether it's struggle with our health, with our mental health, with the systems that we're a part of, a struggle for justice, requires both an interior strength, an interdependent strength, and that balanced with humility and surrender. To be interdependent is to embrace humility and surrender. I have to surrender to the notion that I don't have all the answers, that I cannot see the full picture, that I am always, always limited in my understanding of the whole. And this humility and surrender is a gift of change and transformation. There's so much change happening in our world, in our country, in our pocketbooks, in politics, in our city, perhaps in our families, every single day in our bodies, changes in our congregation. You're on the cusp of a big change as both David and I depart from First Unitarian Society and you move into an interim period, and then the search for a new minister. Ministers come and go in congregations. It's the way that it is supposed to happen. Members come and go from congregations. Board leadership turns over. That's the way it is supposed to happen. What we have available for us is wonderful help. You do not have to know all the answers or even how it will turn out. There is wonderful help available, and your board is working toward being a part of that transition. On March the 30th, 2 Sundays from now, the board will have a question and answer period at noon. That'll be our noon program on the 5th Sunday. Come ask them your questions. Find out what they're doing toward the transition, because it is healthy for congregations to do this. You don't have to do it alone. And there is a surrender to saying, we could learn some new things. We may feel like we want to get back to stasis with all this change that's around us. We may feel like we want to get back to stasis, to equilibrium. Can I just have my feet on solid ground that's not too dry? I know. To get on with our lives, and yet life teaches us that change is constant. Octavia Butler says in the parable of the sower, and again, hear her use of the word God as a metaphor for ultimate reality. All that you touch, you change. All that you change changes you. The only lasting truth is change. God is change. Ultimate reality is change. There's a fellow online named John Green who does a YouTube crash course in literature, and he says that Butler, through her character in this novel, Lauren Olamina, is trying to imagine a world that is not based on past models, not trying to get back in time or return to some golden age. Instead of longing for a world in which nothing ever changes, this new group that she's a part of has learned to embrace change and move forward. I hope First Unitarian Society of Minneapolis, the birthplace of Congregational Humanism, that as you are moving forward with new ministry, you are not trying to get back to some golden age, but trying to understand what the next iteration will be. Change is an inescapable truth. Change is the basic clay of our lives. Butler says that throughout the universe, the ongoing reality is change. And this is true at the most basic level. Kinetic molecular theory explains the states of matter. You can tell I've been watching Oppenheimer. I could go a little bit to this. Kinetic molecular theory explains the states of matter, and it's based on the idea that matter is composed of tiny particles that are always in motion. This theory helps explain observable properties and behaviors of solids and liquids and gas. So when Butler says that we should shape God, she means we are shaping change, becoming engaged with change, because change is happening all the time. Shape change means to shape transformation, to engage with the life around us, to be adaptable with it, opportunistic, tenacious, interconnected, and fecund. All successful life is adaptable, opportunistic, tenacious, interconnected, and fecund. Understand this, use it, shape, change, shape God. So if change is always the context, transformation and evolution are ongoing, how do we live with so much uncertainty? We have to get you gotta get balance, right? You need some core strength. You need core strength to live with this much uncertainty. Anthony Penn gives us some direction here. Humanist theologian Anthony Penn says that struggle-centered approaches, that means that outcome is not the center. Struggle is the center. Uncertainty is the center. Struggle-centered approaches recognize that we may never destroy systems of injustice in ways that constitute what we typically mean by freedom or liberation or justice. Rather than measuring success in light of destruction of the elemental nature of a troubled system, it is more useful to see in struggle our success. In other words, rather than seeing the outcome of equality and fairness, which would take dismantling the system that we live in, and by the way, that many of us benefit from, to see that struggle itself is the success. To be engaged in working to make the world a better place is itself the goal. Certainly we're working for outcomes. Certainly we're working for goals. But if we cannot see them or we cannot get there, the struggle itself is still vital. He says, in our ability to foster greater awareness, to expose injustice, we find something of our agency, our humanity, and our fundamental worth and value. And we capture this sense of ourselves and ourselves in relationship to others, all the while knowing that the system will adjust and we will have to continue to struggle. A win at the legislature does not mean that it's a win for all time. We know, right? We should understand liberation not as an outcome, but rather as a process of perpetual rebellion against injustice. We should understand liberation not as an outcome, but rather as a process of perpetual rebellion against injustice. And that's an activity that can call us all in. The theologian and writer Parker Palmer and Christian minister Carrie Newcomer asked this question in their podcast. We ask you the same question we asked ourselves. What's the growing edge of your life? And congregation, what's the growing edge of this congregation? Of humanism. We know we're humanists. So what? Where does it lead us? What difference will we make? It's not just that we've come out from something else. What difference do we make in the world, both as a gathered community and individually? I know that you are, so many of you, working in your own lives to show up in different ways than the ways you were given. You have stretched those wings and come out. Now what? What's the growing edge of your life? Some find it inwardly as they reach for a deeper sense of meaning and purpose. Some find it with other people at an edge where a relationship needs to begin or change or end. Some find it in their work as they look for ways to bring their gifts into deeper alignment with their soul's imperatives and the world's needs. Others find their growing edge in joining the struggle for justice in a broken world. Some of you find it as you navigate with family members who are ill. You come together to find what a diagnosis means in your own life or in the life of your family and your community. Some of you find that growing edge when your knees get knocked out from under you, when a job that you relied on is gone, when the minister you thought would do your memorial service is not here anymore. What does the growing edge look like? And how do we find comfort in the continuing struggle to find both ease and comfort and live with discomfort? Maybe we are, in fact, a kaleidoscope of butterflies. Isn't that a nice group name? A kaleidoscope of butterflies? Maybe we are that, in fact. We have each come out of our ego, what ego and desire binds us, out of our cocoon into gathering together to create beauty, to create movement, to create justice, to overcome addiction and illness, to be together and be of use. That's the what. That's the so what. Is coming together to create beauty and movement and justice and liberation that lives in the struggle. May it be so, and amen.
Hello, if you would all stand as you are able, we are going to sing Be the Change.
Reverend Kelli, thank you so much for all of your work and ministry and just your personhood and just what a fantastic, this is all impromptu, by the way, but seriously, thank you. So for those who might not know me, my name is Drew Bakius. I have the incredible privilege of serving as one of your Board of Trustees members, one of your trustees. And last night I had the incredible privilege of being able to attend the FUS annual auction. And I'm not up here sharing results. That's not what this is either. But it was such a joy. And it was such a privilege. And such an incredibly well done job. And it was really exciting seeing yet another way where all of you, all of us, contribute to making this humanist community all that it is. And we contribute in a number of different ways all year round, don't we? So in time, and just being here and being present as we're able, and in giving of skills and volunteering and voices and all of these amazing ways that we contribute doing things and being things for the sake of the community. And then we also contribute, last night was kind of a mix of all three of those actually, but the one that gets the headline at the auction is contributions financially, right? But we contribute in so many different ways. You contribute even financially. There's a lot of different ways we contribute financially around here. And I want you to hear me as just another human, but also as a board member, acknowledging all the ways that you give and give and give, specifically financially. And I want to thank you for it. And I also want to give you another opportunity to do that. For those who might not yet be contributing financially, maybe you're thinking about what that might look like. A good place to get started is just in regular giving. We have a variety of different ways to do that. And so you can contribute to FUS and the global, local and global work we do in advancing congregational humanism and things like that. You can contribute online through our website. Up in the corner, there's probably an image of that. Not right now, sometimes there is, of giving online on the website. You can scan this QR code if you'd like to do that. There's also the Vanco mobile app, you can do that. Or if you like a good old-fashioned paper check, you can do that as well, even dropping it off at the office this morning. So a variety of different ways. But again, thank you so much for all that we do. We appreciate and love you dearly. Okay? Thanks, everyone.
But don't go.
Don't go?
Don't go, because Karen Rao from the FUS Foundation is going to come
with a check.
That's right, a check. Here we go.
All right, yes, Drew, please stay up here. Good morning. I'm Karen Rowell, treasurer of the Foundation of First Unitarian Society. As most of you know, the foundation exists to help provide a continuing source of financial support to FUS. The foundation is made up of 10 funds with varying goals. These funds have grown over time through donations both large and small, and they now total over $2 million. And I want to insert a little story in here. One of my most heartfelt moments as treasurer was to see a couple year-end donations come in from a mother and son in this congregation that were $25 and $5. So I just want to emphasize, no donation is too small. Due to the long-term generosity of many members, the foundation has been able to disperse over $450,000 in grants to support the goals of FUS and its members, and that's just in the last 5 years. Today, I have the pleasure of presenting the foundation's annual gift to the society from two of these funds, the Endowment Fund and the Future Is Now Fund. The 2024 grants total $74,400, and that is the largest annual gift the foundation has made to the society so far. In addition to this support for the operating budget, the foundation hopes to disperse an additional $65,000 in grants this year to support religious education, social justice, music, and the arts at FUS. These disbursements will come from funds established by member donors, including the Hop Hendrickson Religious Education Fund, the Kurt Pearson Social Concerns Fund, the Sigmund Safer Music Fund, the Safer Visual Arts Fund, the Wilson Social Justice Fund, and the Bill Ogren Memorial Religious Education Enrichment Fund. And in January, our board elected to let the new Snaufer Hutchinson Healthy Sexuality Fund grow for a year, so the first disbursements from that fund will occur in 2025. So before I go on to introduce some of our members, I will go ahead and present this check. Drew, thank you for accepting this on behalf of the Board of Trustees.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your work. Thank you and all of the foundation for your work. And yeah, on behalf of the society and the board, I accept. Thank you so much. Thanks for all your work.
So I would like to take a moment to introduce my fellow foundation board members who are here today so the congregation can see who we all are. They're all blocking each other. So I've got Becca Houston-Yano, Catherine Jordan, and Wayne Groff. And let's see, my calendar was going to be up to here too, but I knew that some of us would not be here. That includes our president, Mark Johnson, as well as Bernadine Joslin, Joe Lazur, Carl Winthrop Davies, Peter Discoli, and Nick Rouse. As a group, we'd like to express our appreciation to everyone who has contributed these funds over the years, as well as thank Foundation board members, the FUS Board of Trustees, and the FUS staff for all of your tireless work. Finally, if anyone is interested in making a contribution to the foundation or including the foundation in your estate plan, please reach out to me or any of these other foundation board members. We'd be happy to help. Thanks.
Thank you, Karen, and all of the FUS Foundation for all the good work you do, moving the funds out into the world so they can do good work. Okay, a few announcements. After assembly today, we hope you folks who are joining us online will have a good bite to eat. Those of us here in the building can enjoy conversation and a mini meal downstairs. Today we have miraculous macaroni and cheese, or Indian spiced Navratan korma with basmati rice and applesauce spice cake. While you're downstairs, there are a few different things that you can do. You can stop by the membership table to learn more about what's happening here at FUS, and also by the Active Voices table, where they will be with postcards. You can sign postcards today to support the Ratepayers Protection Act and the e-waste recycling bill, both very important, so be sure and sign a card. You can also stop by that card basket to sign it and to pick up that handout about seizures. Today at noon, Drew Bakius, as we just heard from, continues his series of navigating life post-faith. Today is rediscovering a life of meaning and purpose after God. That's in the Chalice room downstairs. Is that right? Did I get that right, Drew? Noon?
I was going to ask you where I am.
Yes. You're in the Chalice room, which is on the floor right below this one. Our mental health awareness team has a few events coming up. We're doing some storytelling on March the 30th, that's right. And on April 13th, we're holding a training here called QPR. That's Question, Persuade, Refer. And the effort is to prevent teen suicide. So teens and adults are invited here on April 13th for a day-long QPR workshop. We're saying spend a Saturday to save a life. And you can find more about that and everything in the Friday email. There you go. There you go. All the things that are going on at FUS you can find listed in the Friday email. And I think with that, we will extinguish our chalice.
Please join me in extinguishing the chalice, please. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or or the fire of commitment. All of these we carry in our minds and in our minds until we are together again.
Go out into the world, be fearless, ask questions, hold on to what is good, strengthen the weak, comfort the fearful, serve the suffering, embrace the struggle. Do what makes you come alive, because as the great Howard Thurman said, the world needs more people who have come alive. Rejoice in the power of the human spirit. So may it be.